So here we go, it's Border Adventures time and we have got a lot of work to do. We have a threadbare squad, we can barely make a bench, we've got injuries, the Border directors have sold off all of our best players and we've got a 1-goal deficit to turn around to try and qualify for the next phase of the Europa League. So welcome back. We've got a second leg tie against FC Copenhagen in the Europa League qualifiers. We're 1-0 down from the first leg and we have got it all to do in the game since we last saw you. We did win it and we did keep a clean sheet. We beat St. Gallen 2-0. Llama getting a header from a corner and Garrincha getting his first for the club from the penalty spot. But we were stuttering and we looked like a team that was trying to bed in lots of new players who didn't really know each other very well and some of whom did not speak the language. If there is going to be a bright light from all of the players that we have lost, it might just be Garrincha. Looks like he could be a very good player, and if we could get him signed to a permanent contract, one that might just develop into something that the board can sell off in a year's time for lots of money. But he's very, very pacey. He's a good finisher. He's got some excellent mentals. So looks like he could be a player. And we also noticed when looking at him in the little break there that he is, as well as being a Portuguese speaker, he's a Spanish speaker as well. So he can communicate with people like Lorenzini and Carmona, who are Argentinian, and people like Llama, who are Spanish, or Alva, who is Peruvian. So at least he will be able to communicate with some of the players in the squad. Right, we can barely make up a bench. Villa is injured for this game, so we're having to bring in Alva, who is a left winger, who we're trying to convert into a left back, and he is fighting us at every turn. So we'll see how we get on. And we've got a new signing. He's very much a backup player, but he's Swiss, which makes him a dream when it comes to registrations, although his attributes mean that he is very much going to be a fourth choice, and we weren't able to register him in time for today's game. So we're going to need to win and we're going to need to score a couple of goals. Let's give the boys a bit of a rousing team talk. I think we do want to avenge what happened last time we played because you were absolutely terrible. We'll also tell them that we have faith. We had faith on the players that the board sold. I don't know whether we have faith in the players that we're sending out today, but we'll see how they get on. I mean, FC Copenhagen are a pretty good team. I had a look through their squad, the ones that we'd already scouted, and, you know, comparable ability to our own. But if we had the 3 players in our ranks that the board had sold off, I think we might have been able to beat them fairly comfortably. But as it is, we've got players who last season weren't in the first team or who weren't with us at all, who are settling in and trying to learn the language, and at the moment aren't making too much of an impression. Maybe FC Copenhagen have got a pretty mean defence because we don't seem to be able to muster much by the way of highlights against them. We're drifting towards half-time, having offered absolutely nothing. And this really, really is an absolute tepid, spineless, uninspired performance. And we're demanding more from the start of the second half. And we are going out of Europe without so much as a whimper. And this just is not going to do. Where's Harak? We're getting him on for Carmona, who since he started sulking about the players that were being sold and the depth we had in the squad, has offered very little. We are also going to push the fullbacks on again, although that didn't really help in the first leg. And other than that, there's not too much more that we can do other than cross our fingers. We're dominating the match stats, but they can't have been very good chances. Otherwise, I think we would have been shown a highlight. We've got one at last. It's for Copenhagen. They've nodded one over the goal. And hey, if that's been the best chance of the game, you can see it's not been a great tie. And we are not performing well at all. Relying on our goalkeeper there. We've brought in our new Argentinian goalkeeper because he's already doing great things in training and his current ability has already nudged up half a star whilst Von Bournemouth has dropped half a star. So we're going to get him in the team. If we're bedding in new players, Well, we may as well bed them all in at once, ready for them to settle, and then get sold off by the board, maybe in the January transfer window. We've got a highlight potentially of our own now. Here's Sebastian Harak. He's got very little by way of support, and he has been tackled, and we're going to have to regroup and go again. Here's the Otter. Can he weave a little bit of magic? He can't. He gives it to Wright. Harak is in. That is the chance that you'd think Petrelli would tuck away, but Harak is not quite to that standard. And we're crossing it into nobody, and we're getting counted on as well. Peter Wright is chasing them down and hacking them down. Tactical foul, another booking for Wright. And we are going to have to go very attacking. We've given the ball away as well. Can we win it back? We can. We're on the ball. Is Yeboah. We feel a bit more comfortable going back to our keeper now. Lorenzini is a little bit better with his feet. Fingers crossed than Von Bournemouth. And here we go. Here's Yeboah. Gone over the top again. This time Harak's in. He's got Garincha in with him. Garincha's not as tall as Petrelli was, so I don't know why we're launching balls into the box for him. We've won it again. Can we get the ball to Garincha? He's a better finisher. Here's the Bobster. Come on, give us a goal. Get us to extra time. This kid could be a player, Garincha. And we're back in the tie. It's 1-1 on aggregate, and this is going to be enough to send us into extra time. Little clip ball over. The Bobster lifts one back. Garincha, left foot, volley. Great finish. And we are back in the tie. And we're also thinking about making substitutions. We're going to bring on Eddie Bartley for John Yeboah. A little bit of fresh legs and some pace over on the wings. We've got a very deep free kick. And after an uninspiring first half where not very much happened, we've got lots of highlights now. And this one looks like it's for them, and we need our goalie to save us. And he does. Lorenzini gets down low. And thank goodness that he did. Are we going into extra time? Well, not without another highlight, we're not. Here we go. We've got it forward. Here's Bartley. Oh, dear me. Oh, that one has daisy cutted in. I think Harak has touched it on its way, and that's going to be disallowed for offside. Goodness me, was there any need for Harak to touch this? Maybe there was. Maybe it was drifting wide. Okay, look, we've dominated these match stats again, but we're going into extra time. We're going to tell them that, oh, it's time for everyone to dig deep. That seems like a decent team talk. What are we going to do in terms of our tactics? We're going to come off very attacking. We're going to go back down to positive. Don't want to leave ourselves too open at the back. And we'll see if we can perhaps force a highlight in extra time. We're going towards the half-time break. Not having done a lot. Here we go. It's the Otter. Not seen too much from him as a loan signing compared to when he was, well, turns out playing for a move. And here's Bartley, the new man. Not expecting a great deal from him. It was a little bit of a panic buy because we'd lost Ramasco. And I think the offside flag was up there. So there goes the half-time whistle. And we did not do a lot. And we're going to start the second half off by demanding more. And here go the highlights. We've given the ball away. Maybe half won it back a couple of times. Ott decides to just lunge in and win it. Tell you what, comes to something now when you've lost so many of your favourites that Chima is captaining your team now. And is one of your star men. Here's Lorenzini to the aforementioned. Out to Alva. The 18-year-old Peruvian left winger who we're unsuccessfully turning into a fullback. Coming forward again is our other fullback, Prieto. A little bit pedestrian and a little bit slow. Muesli's come a long way forward. Well, is that the highlight? Is it? Okay, we've won a free kick. Not sure who's going to be taking this. Looks like, is this Garincha's come forward for it? They've got a red card. The free kick turns into nothing. We're going to try and press them with 10 men. We're also going to pause and we're going to try and make the pitch a little bit bigger because they've got 10 men as well. So let's up the tempo on them, overlap both sides and go attacking. Otherwise, I think we're heading for a penalty shootout. One last chance maybe. Garincha. Oh, he's put it in the top corner. The keeper has saved it. The corner comes in. Cleared by them. Maybe one last chance. The Otter. Muesli. Wright's knocked it down. It's all a bit slow. You need to get the ball in the box. And I thought we'd headed one home. It was offside anyway. And I think we are going to a penalty shootout. Goodness me. Okay. Bartley's coming forward. I think we've dominated the match stats after a poor first half. But we've not been able to find the breakthrough. So taking our penalties are going to be Garincha, Prieto, Chima. Not sure about Alves. We'll go Wright. We'll go Finot. And then we'll go Carlos Alva as the backup. And then after that, well, the AI can decide. Okay, let's see how our new goalie Lorenzini fares. Could do with a couple of saves. He's not getting one with the first one, so we're already playing catch-up. Here's the new boy Garincha. Scored a penalty on his first start for us against St. Gallen, and he scored one in the shootout today. Good. Got the goal for us in normal time. He's got his penalty as well. So it's over to Lorenzini. Here they go. Straight down the middle. He's dived out of the way of it. Playing catch-up again. Here is our Spanish right-back Prieto. I remember him scoring in the Swiss Cup final. And he has dispatched his kick into the corner today. Keeper did go the right way, though. Okay, their third penalty. You're looking for something from your keeper. You're not getting anything. That one has gone right in the corner. And now we're going to Chima, and our penalty takers are not quite as strong anymore. He's doing some weird run-up. Good penalty, though. Placed it into the bottom corner. Skipper scores his. Hannesson. Is there any need for all of those N's and S's in his name? Not sure. I think he's just being greedy. But God bless him. He's taken a terrible penalty. And Lorenzini has saved it. So this would put us within one of victory. Here he goes. He's done that pretty coolly. Over to Lorenzini. A save. Save and we're through. They are drawing this one out. Okay. Who's this? Kofod. Okay. Kofod it is. Oh, save would be great. Who do we select as the last penalty taker? Can't even remember now. Don't want to rely on them. Come on. What can the keeper do? He's gone the right way. Wasn't even in the corner. No. So we're going to need somebody to step up and be the hero for us. Who is that player going to be? Oh, it's Finot. I'm not sure his heart's really in it anymore, the Otter. And he wasn't the fifth best penalty taker. We put him in because we felt he maybe is a bit more composed. Is that the right decision? Come on, Otter. Go on, son. That was a terrible penalty. I think the goalkeeper has saved that twice and then fumbled it into his own goal. So that was not pretty. That was not really special. And I don't think it was a superb comeback. I will concede and at least say I'm very pleased. But that was an unspectacular victory. But it at least gets us through to the next stage. So here's what we've got to do. We've got the end of the transfer window to come. We've got to get a couple of bodies through the door. We've got to play a few more fixtures. We'll be coming back, I imagine, for another European night. We'll see who we draw. But thank you very much for watching. Thank you for anybody that's decided to give that video a like. And we are going to see you for the next episode as we continue our border adventures.